everybody. Welcome back. This is the third episode of our anime podcast. At this point, we may or may not have a name for it. If it is, here it is.
Shonen Chumps.
Okay?
Just edit that in later.
Yeah, that's what that pause was for. Anyways, hope you're all doing well. If you're a returning listener, thank you for returning and listening to us. Once again, I'm Brennan.
I'm Sean.
I'm Dylan.
And today we are talking about Yuri on Ice. If you haven't watched the show, go watch the show, come back, and then listen to this, because we're going to be spoiling the crap out of this. We're not going to hold anything back. We're diving way, way, way deep inside Yuri.
Like every
The way, yeah, I was about to say that, yeah.
In every way you can imagine. Yuri on Ice is about Yuri Katsuki, a former figure skater who failed to a certain extent, and then this anime is his sort of redemption story.
Right.
That's it in broad strokes. Am I correct?
That's it in broad strokes.
That is correct, yeah.
So, as we do every time, I think we should start the podcast off by saying what we thought about Yuri on Ice.
Wait, hold on.
What?
One last
Should we...
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you don't want it spoiled, fuck off. Are they gone? Okay.
If you don't want it spoiled, you're Yuri on thin ice right now. That shit's fucked.
Oh boy. All right. What were you saying, Sean?
I think we should start off with our overall feelings of Yuri in like a sentence or two each.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, that sounds
Well,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
You go first.
I think I'll start. Okay.
Wait, no.
I wanted to go last, so this is good.
Yeah.
4 words. Use 4
4
words.
words?
4 words.
Oh my god, 4 words to describe Yuri on Ice. Okay. The Beyblade I need. Wait, that doesn't make sense, but I can't take back my 4 words, so
I mean,
Yuri on Ice is the Beyblade I need. Beyblade is 1 word. I'm taking
It
that.
is.
That
Yeah,
route?
no, that's
okay.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
mine makes less sense. I'm not even putting any thought into this. I'm just gonna ad-lib it. Here we go. Steamy man skate action.
Okay, less of a sentence than I thought.
Yes. It's
Dylan?
That's more of a, just a description of the show, not how you felt
Right,
that.
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, fuck.
Wait, you can't backtrack though. You
Yeah,
can't take
so
it back.
you're done.
That's
All right.
yours, yeah.
Very well.
Dylan? Dylan's stalling for time and shit.
I wished for more.
Oh. Holy. Okay, wait. So let's actually do the
Is that
one
negative?
sentence
Is it positive?
description.
We don't know, yeah.
Wait, let's do this
one
sentence
sentence descriptions
that
now?
you mentioned
Okay,
earlier,
okay.
Because it's probably easier to articulate our actual thoughts on this.
It's back to me. It's back to Sean. And I think Yuri on Ice is so good, way beyond anything that I was expecting from the show personally.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a feat in animation and a callback to why I used to like anime.
Hectic.
Brennan.
That's really cool. Okay, yeah, so I've never watched sports anime. That's never been my cup of tea. Never been into slam dunk or things like that of that nature. I mean, you can call this a sports anime. It is a sports anime.
Right.
You mentioned Beyblade earlier, and I'm sure we'll be going back to that, but I guess that was maybe a staple of my youth. Yeah, I've never watched anything quite like this on multiple levels. It was definitely like I had certain expectations going into it because I knew the gist of it. I knew how I guess gay it was, but I didn't.
You know, the thing is, I didn't know how gay I was before I watched the show. That's what really matters.
No, honestly, it's like I didn't expect to enjoy it necessarily because it was altogether foreign to me, but I get why there's so much hype around it. It definitely outdid itself, or any expectations that I might have had for it before going into it.
Right. So that was like a 7-8
That was
sentence.
I was just about to say that.
Shit, I don't know. That's my summation of it, or of my feelings rather. Dylan?
I wished for more.
Holy
That's his
shit.
only.
That's all he's got.
No, okay, I can.
Brevity is a soul of wit.
I can say more. So for one, I had no idea that sports animes existed. I hadn't
Whoa.
considered Beyblade as a sports anime, but I guess it is.
Yeah,
If you consider
it's like a
spinning
weird
tops as
shonen sport. anime.
yeah,
If
yeah.
spinning tops isn't a sport, I don't know what is. Dude.
I mean, it's all I've ever been good
Skating.
at.
So I had no idea that this type of anime existed.
Sure.
Yeah.
So in that way, it was incredibly refreshing.
Right.
I-
It's like being exposed to a
'cause
new thing.
The formula's probably something you just
Yeah,
you
like
weren't even
nothing
used
I've
to.
ever watched before.
Yeah.
Besides sports.
But I wished for more, and I'll get into that maybe later.
Okay. I think
Because I feel like I should be quick in my summary, and that's
Right.
my summary.
so. We've covered our general impressions of the show.
Yeah.
Now I
Yes.
think we should run through what actually happened.
Yeah.
Because for at least two of us, Brennan and I,
Yeah.
we watched this a couple weeks ago. We were
Yeah.
waiting for Dylan to catch up. Now
Yes.
I want a
So-
refresher on all the things that
Whoops.
happened.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since Sean and I
Okay.
watched the show.
So
Yes.
I can start it off.
Dylan's go ahead.
Yuri, which one's his last name? Not
Kotsky.
Plesetsky. Yuri
Yuri
Kotsky. Okay, so he's 23-year-old. He is going through all this like figure skating things, like this whole his cup that he's currently competing for, but he fails, right? He's like
Yeah.
the worst person in his like little match that
Yeah,
day.
he comes sixth and he cries in the toilet stall.
Yes, the toilet stall.
Toilet stall.
He cries, and then we kind of like do a little fast forward to a year from then, where he's gotten a little bit fatter. He's kind of given up on skating.
I like
a bit.
all of those candid little paper animations where he's kind of catching you up on all that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Pretty
yeah,
great.
the first couple episodes of the season, right?
I mean, like almost every
Almost
time.
all the way throughout.
Yeah.
Like even when you get to like later episodes, like 7 and 8, they'll like maybe
Last
not
time.
that
the
late.
beginning where it's like, "Hi there, Yuri Kotsky here."
Yeah,
You're probably
yeah.
wondering they dropped that. There's
like-
definitely a handful of episodes in the
Oh,
middle
yeah.
where
Yeah.
they don't do it.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
made notes on where they did.
Right.
it.
Okay. Of course. So he's like a little fatter after that year where he flops. He comes back to his hometown.
Yeah.
He's given up on skating a bit, but he still like wants to skate for himself, which you see that's like the inciting incident in the whole show.
Right.
When he skates for himself in front of like his friend, the character's name that I can't think of in the
Yuko.
skating rink,
Yuko. Yeah.
And
And her children film it and put it on
they
YouTube.
take a video of it, put it on YouTube, and that gets Victor's attention all the way in Russia.
His idol.
Yeah.
His senpai.
And that sends Victor coming to Japan to train Yuri as like his apprentice to become like the next best like gold medal winning skater.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
what is he
I'm
trying to
going
win?
to coach you, Yuri.
Yeah.
You're going to win.
Oh my god.
He says
Wait.
naked.
Yeah.
There's a-
in a bath in front of Yuri.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because Yuri's parents run a bathhouse.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a couple scenes in baths with like dudes naked
wait.
having like intimate conversations.
This show takes every opportunity it can to really put the pedal to the metal on the gay fan service.
Right.
It holds nothing back, or well, very little.
It
back.
holds back though.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
there's no
Because
dick.
it's an anime.
No.
It's a chat. Like I'm saying, they don't. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. What Brendan said. Yeah.
Right. But there are like anime that would take the next level further. It's just this show
I feel like
holds
this-
back a bit.
because it wouldn't be as popular. Because then it would just
And-
straight up be a yaoi.
Exactly.
A
Yeah.
yaoi on ice.
Yeah. So part of the reason that makes the show good is because it holds back on like giving you those things
Yeah.
that you so desperately want.
It's constantly teasing you. Yeah.
It's very funny. It's also very lighthearted in the way it does it. It's very jokey. It's very
Right.
funny.
Right.
Man, I don't think I've ever watched a show with this much blushing in it.
Right.
I've never seen so many
I
characters.
don't know. You
in
seen
one.
Inuyasha? Seen
Yes,
Inuyasha, dude?
oh baby, have I seen Inuyasha?
I actually wrote at one point in this that Yuri runs away like Henri from Durara.
Oh
Because of
yeah.
how much like she blushes at them. It's like,
Right.
I'm sorry.
So okay, so just to give like a broad summation over the rest of the show, even
Yeah,
though I don't
right.
remember all the details.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people talking in saunas and shit, bathhouses. And
There's-
then they do the thing where Yuri Plesetsky comes and then both Yuris compete for
Good old Yurio.
Yeah, Yurio and Yuri both compete to see which one Victor is gonna teach.
Who is
like-
okay? So for the people who haven't watched it, don't care, but are listening to this anyways, who is Yurio? He is a Russian skater
who's 15 years old.
who's 15.
Up and comer.
Yeah, up and comer who Victor didn't just, but a couple years before this, he promised that he would write him a routine or something.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess he looks up to Victor.
Because everybody looks up to Victor, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
yeah.
Skater.
And he's upset at the fact that Yuri Kotsky is pulling him out of competing to be his coach.
Because
Even though
Yurio just wants kind of to beat Victor.
Yeah, because that's his goal or whatever.
But for Victor to be taken away from like the competitive scene,
it's like he can never accomplish.
it's like a
his
double
true goal.
blow.
Yeah, right. Anyways, go on. So Yurio shows up.
So yeah, Yurio shows up. They compete just to like go through this fast. And before they even find out like who wins, Yurio leaves because he can see the fact that he lost to Yuri already. And so Victor starts to teach Yuri.
They have that little local competition.
Yeah, they have the local competition.
In Yuri's hometown.
Yeah. So after that, it's kind of like a little bit of a blur to me between then and the China Cup.
Well, the whole thing... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
there's like...
China
It's
Cup.
just
I don't
like,
think there's too much between the local competition and the China Cup.
Maybe
That's
you're
the
right.
next thing, that's the next thing that happens, right? Because the
Okay.
whole show is the lead up to the Grand Prix final, but for Yuri to qualify for that, he needs to place in the China Cup.
Yeah.
And I guess compete in the Moscow one too. I don't if it's called
There's
the
like-
Russia
it's
Cup.
like-
I don't even remember.
yeah, there's like 2 preliminary events and then it's the Grand Prix final, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
And a bunch of stuff happens in between. Wait, quickly before we move on.
Right.
On the subject of, like, I just want to take it back to the fact that it was a YouTube video that brought Victor's attention to Yuri.
Right.
I like how they kind of they dabble in the sort of social media world. Like even the ending credits, it's like an Instagram feed.
posts,
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought that
that's
was
one
kind of
thing I got to
interesting.
bring up. Because one of my main points from the show, I didn't
Yeah.
take many notes.
Me neither.
Not like I did for our last episode.
Yeah.
But one of my main points is that they nail UI design in the show.
Oh yeah.
And like, I suppose I shouldn't give them too much credit because they're just taking the UI from things like Instagram and
it's
iOS
like, hey,
and
relatable.
iPhones. Yeah, but they represent it in such like a one-to-one way with real life that it just makes you feel like you're in their world.
Yeah, exactly. That was cool. I thought
Like,
that was cool.
how does everybody start being pissed off at Victor or Yurio because they see on Instagram that they're in
posts,
Japan? Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And they nail the interface, dude.
Yeah,
They fucking
it
nail
looks exactly like it. So it's like, well,
Yeah, I love that. Makes you
Neat.
feel immersed, you know?
Yep. Which is interesting because you don't. Well, I don't see it in anime that I typically watch.
No, even in things that you do, like, I'm sure it's been in, like, Durarara and stuff.
Yeah,
like, they
but
mask
like,
it. They make it look like, oh,
Everyone
cutesy,
uses
like,
a flip phone in Durarara.
yeah, or, like, it's almost what you recognize from, like, a user interface.
Yeah,
but it's not.
the
like,
exact
they have their play
Instagram.
on it.
Yeah. Wonder if they have to get like some kind of license shit for that.
I wonder,
Maybe.
but I
They
doubt they
changed
did.
it enough.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
So wait, are we going to run through the entire plot? Or
I feel
is
like
that what you
we
wanna do?
kind of just already did. Like, we
Yeah.
just bring up the
Okay.
major acts. Like, there's the inciting incident where he gets Victor's attention.
Right.
Then there's competing
Face
with
off against
Yurio. And then there's
the local competition.
Oh, that's what I thought was the same
Yeah,
thing as
that is
the
the
Yurio
face
thing.
off against Yuri.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So then there's a competition before Cup of China, isn't there? Hold on. There's that competition where
Did we forget about an entire competition?
there's that like kid who like looks up to him. That's not in the China Cup.
Yeah. Wait. That like younger
Kid who looks like a girl or sounds like a
who
girl.
looks
but-
up to Yuri. He has either red hair or like
Yeah.
a red
Oh,
suit.
yeah, right.
That's before China Cup, isn't it? Cup of China,
What?
isn't it?
Sure.
Was that a qualifying thing though? It was
Yes.
probably so it's part of the road to the Grand Prix final, right? Okay, so we're back. We figured it out. Go ahead, Dylan.
So there's like a qualifying Japan championship thing.
So just so everyone knows, that's Sean.
That's Sean.
yeah, this is me.
That's not
ahead.
that's not Dylan.
That's just me
Yeah.
jumping in. So they have like a Japan qualifier, right?
Yeah, Japanese.
In
qualifying.
between Yuri's competition with
So-
Yurio and the China Cup.
Right.
So there's altogether it's the match between Yurio and Yuri, then the Japan qualifier, then the China Cup, then the Russia Cup, or no, sorry,
I don't know if it's called the Russia Cup,
It's
but
not.
they're
It's
in
not a cup,
Moscow.
rather.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the China competition, the Russia competition, and both of those lead up to the Grand Prix final.
Right.
They're all part of
Right.
the
Which
Grand
is a
Prix,
lot.
I guess.
It's a lot to cover in 12 episodes.
Yeah, it is.
I want to talk about like
Rostellicom Cup. That's what the
Oh,
Russian
shit.
Cup's are.
Right.
Sorry. Anyway,
I
go on.
remember.
I want to talk about my initial impressions of the show. Just finding out that the main character's name was Yuri, I was like, oh, of course. Of course, the main character's name is Yuri.
Why?
Just because I know Yuri, the term means like girl love.
Oh,
right?
yeah. That is like a whole like subsect, I believe.
Yeah. So, just finding out that the main character's name was Yuri, which I didn't expect. I'm like, of course I should have expected this. Of course the main character's name is Yuri. And then finding out that the main like rival for all intents and purposes in the show is named Yuri again
as well.
Like, of course there's two Yuris on Ice.
It's funny because it's a common name between Japanese and Russian people.
Exactly. It's like
Oh, is it
double-
actually?
Yeah, there's like
Okay, well,
there
obviously
are
I knew
actual-
Russians, but I thought him being named that was just kind of like, haha, anime.
I mean, this is all haha anime, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, it's Girl Love on Ice, and also Yuri on Ice, and also Yurio on Ice. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just like a bunch of Yuri on Ice.
Oh man.
One thing I'll mention is that when I went to go hop in and watch the show,
Yeah.
I was expecting to watch through all the subtitled show because it was pretty new when we started watching it.
Yeah.
But then I found out that Funimation had a simuldub and they were dubbing it like right as it was being aired.
Right.
Which is pretty incredible to think that they knew the show was going to be popular before it was popular and they were
'cause
dubbing it.
It really
Yeah.
took off. Like, I mean, I feel like if anyone's listening to this, it might be people who are just fans of Yuri on Ice who don't give a fuck about anything that we talk about, and maybe just might be attracted to this episode because Yuri's in the title.
Sure.
So I don't know. If you're a fan of Yuri on Ice, how did you find out about it? Did you ride the hype wave? How did you get here? Anyways,
If you have an answer, shout it out loud now.
yell it to yourself. Scream it at the sky. Maybe we'll respond.
And if someone's staring at you on the subway for yelling out your answer, stare back. All right.
Fight them. Anyways, there's something I want to say that happened, or mention rather.
Yeah.
In episode 3, when Victor is basically coaching both Yurio and Yuri, giving them their respective routines to do
Right.
against one another.
Love agave.
A-
I know it's agave.
It's agave. Oh, I thought that was just like, I thought you actually
like
just
a double
thought it was
fun-
agave.
Yeah.
Um, Great cactus. Yeah, agape and what was the other one?
Eros.
Eros.
Oh,
right.
I always forget that one.
I don't remember who said it, but I have it written down here. The quote is, "So hot he could make me, a man, pregnant."
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh, you watched the dub.
We're gonna come back to this.
Okay.
No, I
Or
watched
sorry, you watched the sub. Sorry, I watched.
half of what I watched was the
Right.
sub, and the other half that I watched is the dub.
Yes.
Why, you ask? Because we don't have money to subscribe to things like Crunchyroll. Please sponsor us. So we have to do sketchy streaming sites and don't have a say in what we end up watching sometimes.
Sure.
Certainly
Right.
Sometimes. Anyways, so wait, I have a real big point to make about the sub versus the dub in this particular show, but we'll come back to that later. Anyways, yeah, that's what he said, and it was weird. Anyways, in the sub, I guess.
I can tell you what is said in the dub.
Did you?
Because I wrote that down too.
Yeah, okay, good.
You screen cap.
It is Yuri talking about Victor. It's watching Victor perform an Eros
Right,
dance, and he
yeah.
says he is like sex on ice. There's so much Eros in this routine. I think it might impregnate me. So it's pretty similar.
So they did a pretty good job
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
getting the feeling
Yeah.
across.
Me,
Yeah.
a man, right?
Pregnant.
I like the way that comes out more.
Yeah. I also wrote down almost makeout counter 2.
In the whole show, or
no,
just
by
that
episode
episode?
3. By
Okay,
episode
yeah,
3. Also, the something I found pretty funny is that Yuri is so emasculated that his vision of eroticism is pork cutlet ramen.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's
Initially, anyways.
The only way he can fathom some sort of sexual tension is through food.
Yeah.
yeah.
which is what kind of I mean, first of all, the fat shaming in this is kind of very funny.
Dude, when he just gets headlocked and the guy's just slapping his fat ass belly, you're like, whoa, man. I'd feel so like invaded if
Yeah.
somebody did that to me.
Oh god. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Also how I guess like a lot of fans and people who watch the show who are like, "Oh my god, the love and tension between Victor and Yuri is so real, but is it though? If Yuri can't get it going without thinking of some delicious pork cutlet ramen.
Well, I think the point is that it's something that he's never had before, so he doesn't know how to do it, and
Right.
Victor is teaching him how.
The virgin
So
Yuri.
Victor is his first love besides food. That makes sense. Because he hasn't had anything before.
Yeah, that's an interesting.
I wondered about that because in episode 2, no, or is it 1? Okay, no, 1. When he goes to the ice to skate
I know
and he
what you're
sees
gonna say.
Yuko,
Yeah.
right? There's that classic anime moment. It's just the two of them on the ice, and he's like, Yuko, the thing is, there's like that awkward pause,
yeah.
and then her daughters pop up.
Right.
So I was like, what's going on here? Like, that whole thing made it seem like he has feelings for Yuko. And then she has children or something. I was like, wait, this is very confusing. Initially, I just thought that they were her students.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't
And
realize
can I add that she's married to the guy that bullied him his entire life?
Yeah, which is also weird.
Like, insult to injury.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, that whole bit confused me because it
thought
seemed
that
like he was about to say something about having feelings for her. And there's even that whole flashback to them as kids, and it seemed like
Right.
That's the
she
thing,
was like
though.
really supportive. And it's like, dude, did you forget that she had kids? Did you just not hear?
No, I think that was completely intentional. It was like a very it's for the
it
viewer.
was just
It
a
was
bait
to
and
trick
switch, you
us.
think?
Yeah.
To trick the
It's-
viewer. Yeah.
yeah.
It's very much a
Yeah, I guess so.
premeditated setup, which is
But that doesn't mean that maybe Yuri didn't have feelings for her at one point.
I'm sure
That's
he
all
did.
I'm saying,
Oh,
just like in
yeah.
terms
Because
of
even
what you
before
were
that
getting at.
scene, like 2 minutes earlier, he says, like, she's still really pretty.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to make that point because you said.
So one thing I want to bring up, because, I mean, before we get, like, too deep into anything,
right.
is earlier on this, when I was saying my initial impressions of the show, I think I might have said that it was, like, a feat in anime or something
Right,
like
Yes,
that.
you did.
By that, what I mean to say is that it's like a true feat in anime animation to me.
Oh, because
This
it's
skate-
beautiful.
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
well,
thought it
obviously,
looked so pretty.
no, it's
The-
very beautiful.
The director.
So the director, I have her name here, Sayo Yamamoto. I have an intense amount of respect for her. Like, I knew her work before I even knew her name.
Really.
So I've been looking forward to this game for a long time. It comes out next month in North America, apparently. Persona 5.
Yeah.
And the opening intro to Persona 5 has the main characters blazing through on a highway. Just, they look like the most elegant people on earth, just like with their arms stretched out and their backs arched backwards.
Yeah.
Looking like they're ice skating down a highway. And I
Right.
thought that was fucking incredible, seeing that like 2 years ago. And to watch all of Yuri on Ice and then realize that the same director, she's just,
responsible
she
for
seems
that.
fascinated with like the art of skating and ice skating.
She's supposed to be like a fan.
Yeah.
Like a serious fan.
And like seeing the work in Persona and Yuri on Ice and then noticing that they have something to do with each other because they have the same director
Yeah.
is incredible.
Oh, without a
And
doubt.
that was like an incredible opening to Persona. I can't wait to see it in the game itself whenever it comes out in a month,
Yeah.
apparently. Yeah, so I have a lot of respect for the director. Yeah, guys, the animation in the show is like incredible. Just think of like, I think what they had to do was create 3D models of these characters and have the models dance and then trace over it.
Yeah, it's dynamic.
Yeah, but just imagine like the amount of hours they had to do studying on actual people dancing like at the Olympics and at different
Yeah.
shows and like tracing over their bodies frame by frame to come up with these animations. Like for me, it excuses them of like all the times that they reuse
See,
the
okay,
animations in
that's
the show.
thing. I have a lot to say about that.
Because like that wasn't really a gripe with me at all. I didn't even notice that like in real life, I guess in like skating, I guess people reuse the same routines and all of it. Like their career is about perfecting these same
Right.
routines.
See, I didn't
Yeah,
know that
I
at
didn't
all.
know
I didn't know that
either.
at all.
Yeah, because I don't know shit
Makes
about
a ton of sense.
Right,
but,
yeah.
skating, figure skating.
Like just the idea that you can skate the same routine for that whole year
Right.
and fuck up on it, but then have like a world class winning score on the same routine. That's like pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting. So this is I felt a lot of different ways about the actual way it was kind of animated.
Right.
For me, like I definitely thought it was very cool. It's like very interesting, very graceful. It's cool to watch, but it kind of threw me for a loop a couple times because I mean, I guess if you compared it to like your usual kind of like what we typically tend to watch, which is kind of more action based anime.
Right.
If you just cut out the action scenes from those anime, that would be the sort of dancing sections of
Right.
or figure skating sections of this show. And because you could kind of feel the budget strain with all the reused shots and whatnot, sometimes I kind of tuned out. For me, what really sort of carried those scenes was like the internal monologue that was going on the entire time.
Yeah,
because
I think it's supposed to.
well, yeah, but like almost to the point where I could like kind of look away and sort of like drift off and just kind of listen in a way instead of actually watching the show, because you know that the same scene is kind of happening, especially when you see the same dancers doing the same routine in a different competition. It is like frame for frame, like the same dance and same animations and stuff that are used. So it does, for me, it got like a little bit repetitive, especially seeing Yuri start his dance every single time, looking at the camera and giving that face that he does before he starts dancing. I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was overall more interesting than it was, I guess, redundant or repetitive.
Right.
So it did come out overall as a good thing, in my opinion. But
yeah, I think they do a really good job at keeping it from being redundant.
Yeah.
Even though it can feel like it is, or like you'd like to believe that it's redundant, they still do a good job of like masking that.
Yeah. They
the best way
with what they had, they did a great job.
Yeah.
Overall, it looks really, really clean and really polished. So
I want to say that like after watching the first couple episodes, I was just like hanging out, chilling, listening to my own music. And I was just listening to, I don't even remember what song, probably like some dumb rock song. But I started imagining like characters from Yuri dancing to the song that I was listening to. And I was like, this is invading my life. Like the beauty and the elegance of the animation. Like if anything, if I have anything to say about the show, it probably has nothing to do with the story, even though I liked it a lot. And I liked like how it made you feel. But the animation was incredible. Like, I think there's no understating the animation.
No.
Just like watching the camera,
like shots were beautiful.
Right. Just watching the camera fade from like, or pan from like left to right and seeing the characters move along like a wide shot.
Yeah, it's all very dynamic.
Like how they managed to do that is amazing to me.
Yeah.
And yeah, like elegance is like the word here. They nail it. They make like they make the animations look so human, like almost in like a stop motion type way.
Right.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. For me, like all that was great, but what really stood out was the monologues. One of the funnier ones was I don't remember his name, but he was one of the Russian guys. And he was just crying to himself the entire time because
his like girlfriend was like leaving or something.
Yeah, I think it was his sister. Was it?
It was his sister.
It was his sister.
That's the Italian guy, I think.
Oh no, wait, no. Oh no.
There's an
It
Italian
was
guy
his
and his
girlfriend.
sister,
It was
yeah.
his girlfriend.
But there's another guy and
there is another guy and his sister.
Yeah.
But no, it's the Russian guy who had like full face paint and he was just weeping to himself the entire time. I think these are like nice ways to introduce the other characters because you actually get snippets of their personality, like rather than shoehorning them into like quote unquote like funny like awkward scenarios with Yuri and having like 20 of those and having all of them feel like they didn't really matter or anything because there's so many of them. It was cool to get this nice little vignette of each character kind of doing their own thing. You get their motivations and why they're in the competition and what their theme is and sort of a little window into their character. And I thought that was a really interesting way to do
the
that.
Italian guy who's obsessed with his sister barely interacts with Yuri.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right, but
we know who he is.
We take like a side story just into what he's up to, and I think it's episode 11. And that episode, Victor is narrating quite a bit of it. And Victor actually says, like, all right, now back to the main story where I'm shopping with Yuri right now.
Yeah,
Right.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, how they take like side steps away from Yuri and how we get to figure out a lot about these characters like through dance. Like, we get to figure out about them through the emotions that they express through the dance. Even if you're not watching the animation of the dance itself, you're listening to what they're saying in their head, which is like effectively the same thing to me.
Oh, actually, I just realized it was the guy from Kazakhstan that it cuts away from. It might have been that episode might have had the Italian guy and his sister, and then the Kazakhstan guy saves Yurio on a motorcycle from being chased. He's being chased by his fans,
right?
And then Victor's like, now back to the main story.
Yeah. Best routine, hands down, Chris from Switzerland.
I think I'm gonna come.
Oh god. That was the next point I had to make.
Oh boy.
I wrote that note in all capitals.
Same. I feel like that was the same in the sub and the dub. There is no...
You can't perfect on that dialogue. It would have to be.
Yeah. My note here is...
That entire routine is all butt shots. It's just butt shots.
My note here from episode 7 is... When that one dude keeps coming while skating in China, the show takes the sex appeal a little too far, LOL.
Really kind of cranked it to 11 on that one.
And then actually the funniest bit, so he does it in that was Cup of China, right? I think so.
Yeah, that was China.
Yeah.
And then when he's skating again, I don't remember if it's in Moscow or if it's Grand Prix final, but his internal monologue is all about how he strives to beat Victor, and while he's thinking about it, he's like, oh, I think I'm gonna come again.
Yep, that happened. I wrote that
Team
down
Rocket's blasting off again.
Oh boy.
I personally only have like a couple more things to say about the show. One thing I do want to say, referencing my very beginning thoughts. Thoughts at the very beginning, is that this show made me love anime for the same reason that Beyblade did back when I was younger. Like watching a bunch of different characters from a bunch of different parts of the world, all competing in one sport.
Oh yeah,
and you always get the internal monologue of like what's going on in their head. Like, oh, Max is fighting for his family this time. Oh, like Ray's all upset because his like clan back in China is like angry at him,
right?
And he's like defying them by joining like the main clan or his main team. Like I thought that was great. Like Yuri is like Tyson from Japan,
minus the Bit Beast.
Yeah, minus the Bit Beast. Kai from Beyblade is like Victor
Yurio.
or Yurio actually is better to say. Ray, the Chinese character in
like
Beyblade,
the
is like
Thai guy.
Kind of like the Thai guy, And Max from Beyblade is like, I don't know, I guess the Canadian guy from
King JJ.
Okay.
Yeah,
JJ style. I'm doing the hands right now. You don't know this, but I am.
What?
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Can we
God,
talk about
Rapid
Canada
Fire
real
to
quick? I screen capped this.
What is that show?
It says
It says
Mississauga?
Mississauga?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't even. I must have not caught
saw that.
That's when they're showing the
Fucking-
Canada Cup on TV or whatever.
No, it's when what's her name again? The one who owns the rink.
Yuko.
Yuko's children are explaining the way like the Grand Prix works, and they're like, "Oh, there's this many divisions and this many competitions and yada yada."
Yeah, I like. Sorry, before you go on, I like that the daughters are like, somehow Yuri's parents still don't know how skating works, so let's explain. Anyway, go on.
Oh yeah, so we've never mentioned this. We're from Canada. We live in Toronto. And Mississauga is
Toronto, for
Like
those who don't
30
come from
minutes
here.
away.
yeah. For those of you who don't say Toronto like a normal person, Toronto is where we're from.
Like Drake, the rapper.
Yeah, that place.
Or
That's-
like almost Justin Bieber. Or almost Michael Cera.
Yes.
Because they come from areas outside of Toronto.
like Mississauga, which is a place that is directly referenced in Yuri on Ice, which felt
Yeah, Mississauga is the city just to the west of Toronto.
Toronto. But yeah, no, like you were saying earlier about like immersion, like seeing like Instagram feeds and all that. Seeing Mississauga on my TV, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this show from
That's crazy.
Fucking Mississauga.
Yeah,
the
Mississauga.
fact
Also-
that this show from Japan referenced a city that I used to go to like get bubble tea when
Yeah.
I was like a teenager.
Here's the thing: no one gives a fuck about Mississauga. Sorry, love you, Mississauga, Saga City.
I'm in Toronto and I don't give a fuck about Mississauga.
Yeah. So it was really weird. It's like seeing like a very fringe part of our existence being highlighted in this big fucking anime. Anyways, also on JJ's arm, he's got like a bootleg Canadian tire.
Canadian Tire. I wrote that down too.
Oh, that's great.
Oh,
Canadian
man.
Tire is like this how would you say, like
It's
Like
kinda
Home
like a-
Depot kind of.
yeah, it's like
Well,
a
if you don't have Home Depot where you're from, it's kind of like
a home hardware.
yeah.
Hey, wait, is that another brand?
It's a
I mean,
hardware store.
It's a hardware store.
yeah,
Yeah.
hardware,
you can get lumber,
sporting goods,
stoves,
car
even, you can find
repairs
that
and
stuff,
shit,
hot
yeah.
tubs.
but it's not like a Walmart necessarily. It's a bit more
it's all
outdoorsy.
like outdoorsy and like
Yeah, there's a garden center usually.
right.
Anyways, if you look closely on JJ's
Jacket patch on his arm.
he's
yeah.
got a logo that is an inverted Canadian tire symbol, which is actually pretty funny because whoever researched Canadians, I guess.
Yeah, that's incredible, man.
They're like, what do Canadians like? What did they get sponsored by? Canadian Tire. Also, the back of his jacket that says Canada is in like the government of Canada like font, which is fucking jokes.
Yeah.
Tons of research.
Like if you look at your fucking tax forms,
I want to believe that
your bills and
they
shit.
went on Google Maps and focused down on Toronto and then just panned left and then saw Mississauga, wrote
They're
it
like,
down.
this is a place in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, unless actual legit skating events happen in Mississauga,
Probably.
which I don't know, which I
Sure.
have no.
There are Saga.
They have
fucking
rinks
idea,
there.
man.
They have rinks there.
I mean,
well, I mean, I'm
There are
sure
rinks
also-
everywhere.
Yeah. But I think they have some big
wouldn't
ones.
put it past them.
Yeah.
But
Right.
anyways, that was really interesting and fun to see on screen.
Okay, I loved King JJ. It's like so funny.
So cocky, but he
Just
fails
so
hard.
cocky, and like that's like the funniest thing. Yeah, JJ style. And then his song, it's like JJ will be dancing to "Ode to King JJ."
Oh my god!
And then while he's dancing, it cuts to the audience, and they're all singing along.
Oh, that was so weird.
It happened twice. One at the
Even-
end where he's screwing up, and then another time where he's like killing it in
See,
episode 8.
That's another
And
thing.
everyone just singing along, calling him King JJ. It's
I feel
perfect.
like they honestly did some research and they're like, what does Canadian music sound like? And they just found Nickelback. And they're like, this is what they'll sing along to. This is what it'll be. That's what the music King JJ makes. is.
Right.
It's just Nickelback.
I'd say, I don't know about you guys. I don't have much to say about the show besides like my feelings on the ending.
Yeah.
I felt that.
Well,
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I wonder if, because you talked about what you liked, kind of like through the show. Brennan, do you want to go over like a wider scope of your impressions on Yuri?
I have some more
Before we get
points
into
here. I have more deep points to dive into. But
Yeah.
I feel like as far as the broad strokes go, yeah, no, I feel like I've summed it up already.
Okay.
It's great. I think it's great. I think it works well. I think the senpai kohai deal that's going on here with Yuri and Victor is pretty neat. It's pretty interesting. The show's funny. It's witty. It's sharp. It's quick. The animation's great.
It's worth mentioning the ages of the main characters. So Yurio's 15, Yuri's 23, and
Right.
Victor is 27. It's like people
Yeah.
at the beginning, middle, and end of their career.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like a lot of the time Yuri is at the end.
Yeah,
but
he kind of is.
then
I
you
think
think of-
Victor's an exception.
Hold
just
on.
because
Yeah.
he was
Wait.
an incredibly good skater.
Quick point. I forgot to mention this. In regards to the animation, I probably didn't highlight this or mention this, but it was very important. I felt like there was actually like one of the big like pros, I think, throughout this entire series is that it really keeps you on your toes in regards to whether or not Yuri's going to fail. Because every time I was watching Yuri do his routine, agave or what have you, he like you don't know if he's ever going to actually fuck up because sometimes he does. And
Agreed. Yeah,
it
I
really-
felt that. I kind of got
Right.
nervous every time.
it makes you tense.
Yeah.
And the way the show wrapped up, Yuri didn't come out on top. And I like that. I like it when things aren't wrapped up nice with a bow. Also, that leaves room for like a second season, what have you.
Right.
But the entire time, you're rooting for Yuri, obviously, but you don't know whether or not he's gonna knock it out of the park or if he's gonna fail. So-
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I like that all the like the dances, their dance numbers were all the
Yeah.
same, or their routines, sorry.
right.
Is because like there's a part early on, episode 3 or 4 or something like that, where Yuri's just doing his routine again, and you're like, okay, I've seen this all before. You might be drifting off and not paying attention, and his face hits the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
And he starts getting a
Right.
nosebleed in the middle of his dance.
Nosebleed, yeah.
And he was
still
like,
wins.
But he won, yeah.
He won, and I was like, what the fuck? This show is unreal. What's happening?
Yeah,
So yeah, it's
those
stuff
are
like
good
that.
points. Yeah,
It's because like I think you're dozing off away from the routine just like they are. Then they
Right,
realize
yeah.
they got to stay back into it and realize what's going on if they
Right.
want to win.
That's what snapped me back every time I felt like I was drifting away.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is just the same
Right.
thing that's going on.
right. So I think so. You brought that up, and I didn't comment on it before, but I think that I probably fell into that camp too, Brennan, and I think I found myself drifting away. I think more than you were. So I started off loving Yuri on Ice, and it's funny because you guys both finished the show before I started. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
did.
I think when I was about halfway through, I talked to Sean once, and I said, like, okay, I know we're not supposed to talk about it to the podcast, but I will say I love Yuri on Ice.
Right.
yeah.
And I found that started to change later on.
Because it turned into more of like a tournament type show, like a sports type thing, if that's what you're thinking about.
And I think just like what Brendan was talking about, like it was the same animations, like over and over. I think I started to, and so before I said I wanted more, and so I think what I really liked about this initially was, well, one, I mentioned that it was like no anime I've ever seen before. I didn't know they made animes like this. So seeing an anime that's like real life, that could just be a real story, was very interesting. But then it started to feel like every episode was a lot of the same. It was like the contest, and then Yurio's like, "Hey, little piggy, you're not gonna beat me," right? And then he's like, "You'll watch me, won't you, Victor?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Of course, Yuri." And then like they almost kiss, and then he skates, and then it's like Yuri's changing his routine,
And then they almost kiss,
and
as a
then, like,
part of it.
yeah. Like Yuri's changing his routine, and sometimes he just like straight up doesn't listen to Victor.
Yeah.
Which like kind of pissed me off, but so it was strange in that way, because like I really loved it, but I guess I was hoping for them to tread on new territory as the show went on, and that's why I'm not sure how I'll feel about a second season, like what they'll do with it that will keep me interested and keep it fresh. But what Yuri really did, what I think you guys, based on what you said, and I think they knocked it out of the park in terms of emotion.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like story took a backseat to emotion, number one, and the animation style, two.
There's something interesting. Because
from the beginning, I think it's pretty easy to identify with Yuri.
Yeah.
Right? And so like you kind of like see yourself in him, like he's kind of, this very talented guy, and they say one of the things holding him back is his confidence, like he has the skill, but sometimes he can't execute because of that.
Right, because he overthinks it.
Yeah, he has the ability, he just like can't seem to get it straight.
The YouTube
and he has
videos
so
prove.
much, and he has so much passion, and that's what makes you care about him so much. And Victor's his hero. And so Victor coming and believing him and training him,
it's a dream come true.
You feel good about it. And the internal monologues, like those were so important to the story. Like I've never watched an anime with that many internal monologues.
Right.
Either,
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
Like you're constantly getting how Yuri feels.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. So I think for always like that was killing it, but I guess I was just hoping for more. I don't know what exactly they could have done, but it just felt like competition. All right, next competition.
It was kind of cyclical in that way.
Yeah. And maybe that's the point, because that's what I guess figure skating is like, right? When you're competing.
I haven't seen too many sports anime. To be honest, it's probably just this and Beyblade.
Yeah.
But it does seem like between those two shows, that does tend to be what it's about.
Yeah.
Like the beginning is all set up.
There's no fantasy.
And then the second half is all like. Well, I think you're thinking a little bit too much
literal?
of the bit piece.
Well,
yeah. There's a whole other part to the show.
I don't remember much of it.
Yeah. So there's like all the setup, like learning who the characters are, assembling a team, blah, 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 blah. And then the second half is all like match. Yeah. And like seeing how different people pit against each other.
Yeah.
And then Fallout, and like seeing how people overcome things and blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's just par for the course of the genre. I'm not 100% sure.
Possibly. It's just like how...
Also, you got to keep in mind, like, the production cycle of anime. I don't know if this, like, factored into it at all.
Probably.
But, like, they're forced to make these things, like, week by week. They don't have, like, much time to turn these things around. So it's possible they're like, fuck, we have all these plans, but we don't have the time or the people to do this. Let's reuse these animations.
I mean, that's why.
Yeah,
it's just
well,
like
no,
budget
of course,
issues,
yeah. But like other stuff, it's possible like they wanted to put in like more storytelling or like more scenes between Yuri and Victor, but they just couldn't for what they had. I don't know, maybe they didn't have the time to plan around it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff like this in the anime.
That's fair, yeah.
Also, one thing you got to consider is that this show isn't based on a manga.
Yeah, right.
It's just a show. There was no material beforehand. Yeah, if there was material, who knows? Maybe the season would have been different. But that's part of the reason why I think that next season. I'm pretty sure there's a next season.
Oh, well, there has to be.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, and I think it was announced. I think it's going to be pretty damn interesting, if not only the beginning, at least for you, Dylan, because we're probably going to get to see a lot of the stuff that we wanted to see in the second half of this season will be in the first half of next season.
Yeah.
And we're going to be looking at all the characters differently, because one of the things I love about the ending is that Victor decides to both compete and train
coach,
and coach Yuri. So you're gonna get like a triple perspective this time.
It's
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It's more complicated.
Wait.
Now it's like a love.
Feels like a
it's like
little
a competition
messy.
triangle.
yeah.
Between Yuri, Yurio, and Victor.
And it's like, what kind of person is Victor really? Would he kind of skimp on the coaching in order to beat Yuri? I don't think so. I feel like the thing is, okay, before we get into that, there's something I need to bring up. Something that's, I guess, hotly debated in regards to this show. Is this a love story? Is there a love story?
I like the second question. Like that, is there a love story even?
Because
even if there's love, is it a love story?
Yeah,
That can
that's
be
the
a
thing.
whole
Episode
discussion.
7, I feel like there's a lot of flame and fire and brimstone on the internet as to whether or not Victor and Yuri kissed for realsies.
Wait, I think they do.
I thought they kissed as well.
I didn't think they did. I mean,
What?
Here's the thing. Why would they go out of their way to shield their mouths? I mean, I've seen the diagram. There is a diagram of like someone drawing their faces underneath
Anime fans are great.
Victor's arm. Yeah, where it's like, see, their mouths do connect. It only makes sense. But also,
There was
if
a
that was the
second
case,
shooter.
why didn't they just show it? That's my question. Why don't they ever explicitly
Because
just give it to us?
The whole show is just teasing.
That's the
so
thing,
maybe
right,
that's
but-
why.
So are they teasing at a love story here? Is the ring exchange like? Is that a?
we didn't even talk about the ring exchange. All right.
Is this all like
Let's get to that
one
too.
Forgot about that.
fucking amazing joke where they just keep hinting at the fact that Yuri's gay and Victor and him are in like a relationship? Or is that actually happening? Is it actually happening? Is there a way to tell? Can we even tell?
I don't think it's a love in the
romantic sense, because
Yeah.
see, here's the thing. That's the thing. It's like Yuri when he has these realizations, he's like when he doubles down and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this for love. This is out of love for you, Victor." Is it really that kind of? Is it like romantic love, or is it respect?
It's something interesting
so
to
hard
talk
to
about.
tell.
It's okay. It's definitely interesting to talk about. I gotta say, personally,
Yeah.
it like so doesn't matter.
Well,
I just
it doesn't-
enjoy
it
it
doesn't-
so much.
It doesn't
I don't-
matter necessarily.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
But is there
I do enjoy
a hard
discussing it, yeah.
line where we can say, okay, there's enough evidence here that it is definitively this is how it's going. Like
Yeah,
it is.
or
Like
is it like some semblance of fantasy? Like, is it?
Yeah,
Is
like,
it
how much is-
selling a feeling in a different way? Like, is it
Exactly.
like a mutual like friendship love, but they like the way they show it in the show is like a love?
Yeah.
I don't
See,
know.
here's the thing. Like without a doubt, this is fan fodder. This is 100% fan service.
Right.
Like no question. They like the entire purpose of this happening is to make everyone watching this who fans over it to go nuts, which they are.
Right.
So it's succeeded there, and I think it is part of their success that they don't necessarily reveal 100%, and that it is like a tease, so that it kind of keeps everyone engaged in this still. I don't know though. Like, I feel like it is overt to the point where you can say that it is like a romantic relationship.
Right.
I would say that it is. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter. The feeling
yeah.
it gives you is still the same.
Exactly. The feeling gives you still the same. So I'm just like interested to see more. I don't even.
Where does it go from here, though? Is it gonna just double down on the teasing?
I don't know, man. Maybe they'll get more rings.
For a year ago, too.
Yeah.
I feel like there are like too many moments for me to believe that it's not some kind of romantic love.
Yeah,
Right.
Just like I for one, I do think they kiss also because Victor says after that, like, "Oh, I wanted to find a way to surprise you. Like this was the only way I could think of." So if he didn't kiss him, then what was the surprise?
Right.
That's what I was like, asking, because I didn't think it was.
And then
a
they
kiss.
also
I was
fall
like,
on the ice. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True.
That's love agave if I've ever seen it.
Why do you
just
keep
wanna-
saying agave?
I don't know. It's really funny to me.
It's
It's because it's so close to the word, but it's not.
It's not, and it's a
Yeah.
cactus with many uses.
And then there's like
Oh,
the competition, I think, with Yuri versus Yurio right at the beginning. He goes to his friend. What's her name again? Minako. I think.
Is
that
the one that runs the
dance?
dance studio?
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
Teach me how to move like
The one
a
who's an
woman."
alcoholic.
Oh yeah.
And then yeah, he's just like, "I'm the only one that can satisfy Victor." Just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
so many lines like that.
Right.
That
Yeah.
I'm just like, there must be some.
It's a weird
romanticism
like
there.
not cognitive dissonance, but like when I'm in the zone in Yuri on Ice, I'm believing it all. I'm like, yeah, dude, you are the only one who can satisfy.
I'm not
Victor.
saying I don't believe
You're
it.
into
I'm
it
just
as
saying,
fuck.
like, I
I'm
don't
into it.
know.
I'm like, of course, Yuri, you got this. You can lose that weight. Keep running those laps, man.
Do those sit-ups, man.
Yeah, do those sit-ups.
Oh boy.
And then the ring exchange. Okay, they so they buy the rings at a jewelry store, and then they go to a church where people are like singing or something.
Yeah.
Right? Or they're like, I don't know, they're outside a church or something. There's like people. There's like some.
my only note for this was all caps LOL ring exchange.
Yeah. I think I wrote. Yeah, I think I wrote.
I
Something
wouldn't
like,
have
what's with
remembered
the
this
ring
part.
exchange?
I just feel like they're
And
like,
then-
how can we take this to the next level?
Right.
They're fucking married now, dude. They're married.
And someone actually says that their engagement rings that when they have dinner.
yeah,
Because
they
they
call
run into
them out.
everybody having dinner.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
they see the Canadian guy, and he's like, I'm with
JJ.
my girlfriend. Or whatever. Yeah.
And then
I'm gonna marry her after I win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he fucking loses hard. That was great.
Him
Wait,
choking was kind of dumb though, just because like they don't show, and just all of a sudden he just
Yeah.
like chokes.
he's just
But-
the
shit.
pressure got to him. It's
Yeah.
hard being Canadian.
King
It's hard
JJ.
being king.
Oh
fucking
man, I
JJ.
love that. Guy.
When you're on the top, like Justin Bieber or Drake, you can only go one way.
And then you
Hands
start
down, dude.
pissing in buckets and snapping on paparazzi and
Vomiting on stage.
not
Yeah.
marrying your girlfriend.
Yeah.
JJ style.
That is JJ style. Shopping at Canadian Tire. Yeah, fuck. I want to talk about the very ending, like the competition.
Yeah.
Okay, so Victor, I guess, didn't compete this season because he felt like it was getting repetitive, like monotonous. Like, I'm always winning. I don't have something to dance for anymore.
Yeah.
And so he took someone that he saw potential in and raised them like a phoenix in order to create somebody that he felt worthy of competing over.
Yeah, right.
But also there's
He
I was gonna
built
say-
the perfect rival.
he built the perfect rival, but also there's Yurio,
Yeah.
who this is his first time in like the adult games.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the child division before that. I don't know how better to say that.
Yeah.
So now he has two rivals, and they both defeated him in different ways. One of
Yeah.
them took his score for like free skating. One of them took his score for what's the other thing?
Short program.
Short program.
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
And so now Victor is they each hold a different world record, and Victor needs to defeat both
Both of them. What if he does though? Then what?
Yeah, Yurio got the short program.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yuri got the
free skating.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so both of his scores just in 1 year, one fell swoop, boom, gone.
Yeah.
Like,
the
is season
overall
2
score
just
hasn't
gonna-
been beaten.
Oh, has it not?
Well, maybe. I just assumed because
I don't know.
one
don't
did
remember.
really well in the first and the other did
Because
really
that
well
would
in the
be
second.
another good thing.
Yeah.
If, like his overall score hadn't been
because
beaten.
the reason why I'm thinking that that's the case is because the announcers never said, like, they said like, oh, beating the score previously held by Victor, but they never said like the overall score, whether that beat his record.
Right.
So I was wondering about that. Maybe that's not right though.
Yeah.
I bet like next season's gonna end with Victor and Yuri. I don't know how they're gonna score, but they're gonna walk off into the sunset and go get married, and they're gonna leave skating as a whole to Yurio.
Forever,
They're gonna be
yeah.
like, our son Yurio, it's yours now.
See,
Well, the fact that he's only 15.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. He
He's
has
got
so
a while
much
to go.
potential. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they really gonna do? Is Victor just gonna come and fucking sweep the floor with them, just wreck their shit, and leave them at square one again? And season 3 is gonna be them building themselves back up.
No,
with
because
Victor's
I
help.
wonder if they could-
if he
it's
wasn't
like-
training Yuri, maybe, but he's
Yeah.
training Yuri also.
Yeah, but I mean, can he not still wreck Yuri even like while
I guess
training
we'll
him?
see. But he is older, so.
He's the pro.
No,
He-
I
he
mean,
can-
but like not in a good way. He's getting old, right? He's 27, so
His back's gonna give out.
yeah.
Apparently, figure
Like
skating.
Yuri's too old to ski skating, apparently, right? Like he should be
He's
on his
22.
way out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody like makes fun of him for that.
yeah.
Yeah, shit. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. For
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. But like I said, I hope what you said, Sean, is correct. That we see a lot of what they wanted to do. They might have wanted to do in this season, but didn't have the resources in season 2, because it definitely started or I definitely started to slow down while I was watching Yuri on Ice at the end.
Yeah.
Just because I was hoping for more.
I just looked it up on my phone now in like the last minute, and I believe that season 2 has not been announced, but people are expecting it to be announced, like heavily expecting it.
Because I mean, how popular was this fucking? We were just talking about how we've kind of, with this podcast, we've kind of fucked ourselves in the way that we've done 3 of the biggest,
the best anime in the last 2 years.
Yeah, and it kind of leaves us with a gaping void to fill after we do this.
That's why we're jumping to a classic next.
I mean,
but
more
on that later.
We'll see. More on that. Yeah.
There's an agape void.
there's an agape-ing void.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Did you have more to say? Because there's one other thing I want to bring up
about Yuri on Ice.
Yeah,
I have the one big point that I've been sitting on.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it's not that. It's not that big of a point.
Go ahead.
No. Feel free. It's not necessarily. Well, it is. Go. You go.
Okay, I just realized that we have not acknowledged how perfect the opening song is.
Is it perfect?
I think it's amazing.
Oh my God.
I think it's so good.
I don't think it comes anywhere close to Mob's opening and ending credits, but I do love the Janglish.
There's like, I do really like it. It's got the slight tinge of annoyance.
Yeah, it's like
It's like a little bit annoying.
I remember,
but I
Whoa,
like
I'm
it.
alone. I thought that song was amazing.
like, I remember the first time I brought this up to you, you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's all some Euro trash nonsense, but it's the best.
Oh, did I say that?
Yeah.
Eurotrash nonsense, but it's the best.
It's so like suitable for the anime. Like that's why I thought
I like how they're
like,
drawn
whether or not
differently.
I like the song
Right.
or
Like the
not,
actual
or like
opening.
how much I like it. I thought it was really
Right, I can agree to that.
because a lot of
I-
animes could have any song. I think,
Yeah.
but this was like the right song.
Also,
goes-
the way they're drawn in the opening is nice.
It's
They're
really
like more
pretty.
like
Yes,
a sketch style. Yeah.
yeah.
It goes 0 to dubstep pretty quick, though, gotta say.
Oh yeah. Oh right.
Is that's not
I mean, like,
dubstep.
kind
It's
of.
not
like
really dubstep.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know shit about EDM,
Right, yeah,
but
Ah.
as a
Yeah.
stupid pleb, I might call it that.
Anyway,
Anyways,
wow, I loved that song.
I mean, it was good. It's good.
For
It's not
the
it's not
anime,
bad. I
like
thought
you know,
it was
yeah.
it was also a really good song, but I thought it was perfect for the anime.
prior to recording, I was bumping it on my phone, and we were
Right.
just jamming to
Yes.
it because it
Like,
was.
I'm sure that when or if season 2 rolls around
Yeah.
and they have a new theme song, I'm gonna be like, "Pff, not as good as the first
yeah,
one.
yeah. Won't do it justice. I don't.
Yeah.
So,
The mob song is the best song.
99
Yeah,
every time.
Just like a damn good song.
so fucking.
yeah. The Mob Psycho theme song is incredible.
99.
Any closing thoughts on Yuri?
Wait,
Have you guys
Brennan
said
also
all-
has
oh,
like a big point.
Brennan's whole point. Yeah,
it's not that big of a point.
Oh, yeah.
But
Never mind.
I feel like this is worth talking about. I feel like every time we're going 3 for 3 now, where we go subs v dubs on this podcast, where we talk about
Right.
the benefits and detriments of subbed anime and dubbed anime.
Right.
And like, here's the thing: I'm not against dubs because there are some definitely amazingly dubbed shows, like Full Metal Alchemist, for example.
Yep.
Is hands down. I think the dub is. I think we can all agree that the dub is like better than the sub. It's fantastic, but there are certain nuances that are lost in the Switch, and I feel like in Yuri, because I watched half the series subbed and then I watched the other half in the dub, I noticed how blatant of a shift it was. The thing is, in the dub, everybody has an accent. Everybody.
It's incredible.
It is. In a way, it adds to its own. It adds its own thing. But here's the thing: you gotta understand. This was an entirely different form of camp for me when I was watching it in the sub, and everybody sounded so suave and so.
Can I mention
dreamy.
something?
Yeah.
The dude who's like, "Oh, I'm coming," hearing his dumb accent.
Yeah.
Is, I mean,
Yeah, it was amazing.
yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah.
Hearing him in the dub.
Oh man.
Oh, you didn't get to hear that.
I didn't. Well, actually,
Oh.
Well, you got to hear
I did. I heard. I think that's actually where I made the switch. Was between his two performances. So I heard him say, "I'm gonna come" in both English and Japanese.
Right.
That's good. That's important.
Both of those
That
were
is
out of the park. Out of the fucking park. Well done, whoever voices Chris.
Oh man.
But here's the thing. Here's a big thing is how Victor comes off, because in the sub, he's super duper suave. He sounds like older and like more like it's almost a joke when you hear the dub in comparison. He's like, Yuri, I'm going to teach you, and it kind of takes away some of that like almost the fan, the rose-colored fan glasses where
Right.
people are watching like, oh my god, he's so dreamy.
I haven't seen the sub at all. I've only seen the dub.
Yeah.
And having only seen that, I can say that he comes off as like aloof and like carefree.
Yes.
I mean, that's good. So
Yeah.
they got. I mean, I feel like some of that you can chalk up to the dialogue and like how
Right.
he reacts to things. But my initial thought, upon hearing his voice in the dub, which I got used to it, and like also Yurio too. He's got a heavy Russian accent. And then
You're gonna kick us off with an impression, Dylan?
Whoa.
You're doing...
Grandpa, you try pour cutlet balls?
that's pretty good.
If you had seen that scene. Oh, you
Oh,
had
yeah, I
it,
did.
but you...
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
but in... Yeah.
But yeah, no. The thing is, it's like in.
I like how... Oh, God. I actually love Yurio's voice actor.
Yeah.
He's always like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so
I
good.
thought he was good, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking nice.
It's still good. It's not bad. It's just the tone is almost like very. It's like night and day in a way, because like in the Japanese version, he almost sounds like your like standard like shonen rival voice, where he's like
Right.
I'm gonna take you down kind of thing. But no, my immediate comparison that I drew was Victor to me sounded like Simon from Durarara, the fucking Russian sushi chef. That was what jumped into
I
my
don't
head.
agree, but
I mean, okay,
I'm remembering him fondly.
being
Simon.
vanilla dub, being just having watched the dub, I can completely understand why that doesn't really compute. But having watched half the sub and have him be this like suave kind of like cool guy, and then all of a sudden just like hard accent, kind of threw me for a loop.
I see.
And I was like, well, this is interesting, but also strange because it kind of skewed my perspective of the show in a way, almost the way it was presented. And
Right.
I feel like that could be like a detriment to some people who are just watching the dub. They might
Right.
enjoy the sub more if they're looking for more of that like kind of fan service-y type of goodness. Maybe if they watch the sub, they'd be more into the show than if they watch the dub, or other way around. I don't know. But I thought it did make like a drastic difference.
Right. That's interesting.
And that doesn't always happen. Usually it's just
One thing,
yeah.
like, I just want to say one or two sentences about this. Comparison to the Simon and Durara thing.
Yeah.
Simon and Durara... I can't even say the show's name. Fuck it, but I like the show.
Do.
Sushi, it's
Yeah.
good.
He's
Yeah.
like he's meant to be like so
Like, kind of
garishly out of
dopey,
place, so
yeah.
that you look at him and you're like, this guy's up to something.
Yeah.
Why is he in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I can see why switching from the sub to the dub
It
in
was
Yuri on
jarring
Ice
as
would be
fuck.
as jarring as
Yeah.
seeing Simon in Durara.
That's what it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I've missed. So I know earlier you said that it was like a benefit in both ways to watch either one. Is there something in the dub that you didn't see in the sub? Like besides accents, like adding a level of
I guess
realism?
okay, here's the thing. In the sub, the benefit, I guess if you want to be like, oh, like this is pure, I mean, in a way it's like maybe this is how it was meant to be delivered. Like all the lines and all of the like the sort of way each character is built, like their voice and their delivery has some part to play in it, and maybe the Japanese version is a bit truer to what they had originally envisioned, and maybe the accents take away from it in English, but also all of the Janglish that gets really, well, it's like weird and out of place in the subs just makes sense in the dub, because I mean everyone's speaking English even if they have like accents.
Right.
So yeah, there are pros and cons. I feel like I had more to say about that, but I can't remember.
I also kind of feel like watching the dub, just because the fact that their voices might sound a little bit silly because of an accent,
Yeah.
it makes it easier to
digest,
swallow
like,
the weird dialogue.
yeah, how like comical it can
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Also, Yuri's voice actor is so good too.
Oh,
He's just like
that's a
he
thing.
hits the nail on the head
I
of
thought
being
he was
like
fantastic.
weird loser dude.
That's what was
Yeah.
super consistent between both, was
Yeah.
that Yuri himself is the same character both times.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
fantastic voicing on both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
I don't know.
Should we wrap up our thoughts on the show?
I think.
Have we said all that we need to
I've
say?
said all that I've.
Yeah,
to
I'm out of
say,
notes.
I
I
think.
don't think I have anything left to say.
Notes.
Yeah. So verdict overall, Sean.
I think the show is great. Like, I might sound like a little unenthusiastic just because it's been a couple weeks since I watched it.
Yeah.
But watching it, I was in love with what I was watching.
Right,
And even though
yeah.
I do agree with Dylan that like the latter half is like some low points, I think that like the show, the idea, the animation, the characters, the
Yeah.
feeling it gives you is fucking good. Fucking sick.
Nice.
And it made me think of Beyblade, which if you can do that, good on you.
You've hit
No
it out of the
Bit
park.
Beasts, though.
No
Where the
Bit
Bit
Beasts.
Beasts at?
Where the fuck's Dragoon at? Oh man.
Dronzer. It's all about Dronzer.
Dronzer.
Okay.
Were you Dronzer man or Dragoon?
Obviously Dronzer.
Dronzer?
But I'm
with the switchable base, man.
meddled with both, yeah.
Man. I got a Dragoon. That was my first Beyblade.
Right,
Man, did I
yeah.
regret it. I was like, fuck, I wish I had that attack mode. Anyways. Yeah, I've got to agree with you. 100% would recommend watching. Maybe wouldn't watch again unless I was recapping it before season 2, but definitely interesting. New experience for me. Overall, really cool. Haven't seen something like this before. I get the hype. I get it. Dylan?
Whoa. Yeah, no, I thought it was really great. I would say everything that you guys just said echoes my opinions, although I don't feel as strongly
Right.
as you guys, and I think I felt a little more let down in the latter half than you guys did. But I would totally watch season 2. I don't think I would rewatch this season,
So
though. I think like I got it.
I just want to jump in and say
Yeah.
I was with like a friend of mine from work.
Mm-hmm.
We were just trying to waste time, and then we started just binge watching the season. And I was like, "This is fucking great." The second time around, so I do think I would actually rewatch
Yeah.
the season, just like really casually.
I'm much
Yeah.
more likely to rewatch One Punch or Mob.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I've already done Mob, so yeah.
Oh, did
But,
you
like
sub this
rewatched
time?
it. No,
Oh,
I
just
didn't.
But yeah, no, definitely felt the emotion in this show more than any other show I've watched. Maybe
Right.
like Full Metal Alchemist was
Yeah.
pretty high up there at some points. But
I mean, like, for frequency of heartstrings being pulled. I
yeah,
feel
this
like
show, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a bit higher than
hmm
some of the others. But, yeah, no, overall, really cool. I liked it.
Yeah, I can't wait for season 2 if there is one. That'd be fucking sick.
Yowie on fucking ice.
And hopefully we
Yeah, we on
see
ice.
some treading on new
I
territory.
thought you were going to say dick.
I mean, if
Well-
that's the way they want to go,
Sure, they do like sneak some like masked dick shots like pretty
Oh,
well
yeah.
in the show.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they'll
yeah. They
cover
do.
it up with anything almost,
Yeah.
and it's pretty
just
clever. Yeah.
about. Yep, it's pretty good.
Um,
I guess that's it. That's our Yuri discussion. Hope you enjoyed that.
hope you liked Yuri on Ice, the show.
Yeah, if
Not
you-
even
if you-
just this review.
If you're a sick freak and you're listening to this knowing full well that we've spoiled it, good for you, I guess. Go and watch it now.
On thin ice, as I said.
Yeah, you're Yuri, 3 exclamation marks, on thin ice.
Yeah, you're a pork cutlet bowl on rice. Dude. God.
Fucking bars. Okay, so next week, or next episode rather, look forward to hearing an episode that is not structured like this, and maybe we'll talk about 15 anime altogether.
Yeah, all
even
the ones
less structure.
Even less structure. Fast and loose, baby.
ultimate fast, ultimate loose.
Too loose, too furious.
It's all you've ever wanted from us. No structure whatsoever. Until next time,
Until next time,
Yuri on Ice.
forever.